Is 20-year-old Luka Doncic more impressive than 34-year-old LeBron James?
No, I'm going with LeBron James right now. Now, much respect to what Luka Doncic is doing, but the game plans, and I'm not just talking about on the court, I'm talking about to the organization, the game plan and how we're going to endure this marathon is different for Luka than it is for LeBron. Let's be real. The expectations for the Dallas Mavericks this year is whatever the hell the Dallas Mavericks can find out and figure out and do. Versus win a championship, restore the roar of the Lakers brand. And LeBron's doing that with a shared experience. You got to allow Anthony Davis and others to shine, but primarily Anthony Davis. And we all know how chemistry comes into play and can be a tricky thing. So when you're
an asset for LeBron.
No, he's an asset, but he's not allowing LeBron in a one-on-one battle versus Luka Doncic in his year to flex fully. Because if LeBron was out there by himself and having to put up those numbers, you wouldn't see the suppressed scoring. LeBron is not scoring at the same rate he could if there was no Anthony Davis there. Where Luka gets on the court, and look, we know Porzingis is a beast, but still coming from the injury is not the same just yet. Luka has the keys and said the floor is yours. And I think that's a different experience. Therefore, you're going to see even better numbers. For me, it's LeBron who's been here.
I'm going to say it's impressive for both because the expectation level of Luka coming into this year wasn't these numbers by far.
Right.
It was he'll take a jump based on last year, but the jump that we're seeing now and probably not the heavy expectations of where the Mavericks would be. I thought the Mavericks would compete for that 7th, 8th position coming into the season for the playoffs just because of a healthy Porzingis, an improved Doncic, and also an improved lineup. Here's the thing that you got to keep in mind. It's just like when Michael Jordan played. We get so accustomed to his greatness that we don't appreciate it. With LeBron James and what he's doing in year 17 and, and 34 years old, sometimes he gets lost in the shuffle. Luka is the shiny new toy.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's going to be perceived a little bit differently because of what he's doing. He's the shiny one now we look at and say, is he the next best thing? Because what LeBron is doing in year 17 is impressive in itself. Now, that doesn't take away from what Luka is doing in year 2 and the position and what he's put the Mavericks in. Because if you look at both of these two men parallel, they impact winning by scoring the basketball, rebounding, and playing, well, I'm going to say defense. Defense is better on LeBron, but assist-wise. That's the key to both of these players, to me. So they're both impressive in their own right, but it's a little bit different for Luka because we didn't expect to see this in year 2 from him.
Look, the question was framed for the 34-year-old because the 17-year deal is a hard thing, a hurdle to jump over. And so the reason why I'm going to lean Luka is just Karl Malone, I think, won MVP at 35. And so I've seen someone at 34, 35 play at an MVP level. We've never seen a 20-year-old play like this, ever. And that includes LeBron James. Go look him up at 20.
No, he didn't have these numbers.
30,
he was beasting.
10 rebounds, 9.8 assists. We've never seen this from a 20-year-old. It's incredible. And to your point, Marcellus, about Anthony Davis, I think Anthony Davis, it's like, and I'm a Magic Johnson homer. I still think he's the second best player of all time. But he had the great benefit of playing with Kareem. And I think having Anthony Davis, I'm not calling him Kareem, but I just think that creates floor space, that creates opportunities, easy assists, a bunch of other things. That Luka Doncic, playing with Porzingis, that ain't AD. I think having another great player alongside you actually benefits LeBron and makes him able to do this at age 34. I think I didn't expect this from either one of these guys. But what you're saying, Jim, is kind of what I agree with. If I had to bet before the season, could LeBron put together an MVP season? I would have said
Based on history.
Yes, based on history. Even in year 17. Could Luka Doncic at 20 years old have his points jump 9, his assists jump 4, his rebounds jump 2.5, and for Dallas to be winning? And who knows where they're going to end up at the end of the season. This is mind-blowing what this 20-year-old kid is doing.
And they're not empty numbers, is what you're talking about, but that Luka's putting up. Now, let's peel back a little bit. We know LeBron played in the Eastern Conference. He was able to take a team in 2007 to the finals.
Yeah.
Okay? Luka's path is going to be a little bit different because he's in the Western Conference.
Yeah, harder.
Okay?
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot harder. So we can't judge it based on can he get his team to a championship because that's an unfair comparison based on the conferences and the teams that Luka has to go through compared to LeBron. But that is an accomplishment in itself for a young LeBron James at that time to get the cast of characters he had to the finals. Now, let's compare that a little bit to Luka. Can he get his team to a Western Conference finals? Okay? Now you can start to look at the parallels a little bit more in regards to putting up these numbers because, again, these are not empty. I saw Luka last year going into preseason in China, had an opportunity to take a look at him. And my thing was this young man has maturity about him, and I knew he was going to be good, maybe not this good, but I said once he figures out the speed of the game, how to get by guys, because he's not athletically gifted, but he has a savvy about him. He figured that out the second part of his rookie year, and now it's taken off. The sky is the limit for this young man. Now, he has a harder path to take because of the Western Conference, so it's incumbent upon the Mavericks to build out that roster. But what he's doing now at 20 years old, the league has changed, yes. Three-point ball is more relevant than it was when LeBron came in. 15.3 attempts, 3-point per team when LeBron's second year compared to 33 this year. Okay? Wow. That's a totally different game. But Luka in itself, you can't take away what he's accomplishing right now and what he's doing in regards of impacting winning for the Mavericks.
Yeah, for me, that's why I don't want to go apples to apples in terms of the numbers because LeBron in 04, 05 at 20 years old is averaging 27 points when they ain't even shooting threes like that.
Yep.
Hey, okay, but I'm going to let that go. The thing is, what we're doing is overcompensating what is impressive to us, which is admiring and respecting what Luka's doing, because we really undervalue who Luka was as a prospect. Yep. Now, that's on us, not on him. He came over here and said, wow, it's easier to score in the NBA because I've been playing. All we had was big men clogging the paint.
And zone.
He's like, this is easier. So trust me, if you don't think these points are coming, they're coming because the game's going to slow down. What I love about LeBron is there's no surprise. And he's still meeting, if not exceeding expectations with the adjustment of someone who can carry the load, but I'm going to share the load. So I understand that Anthony Davis gives you moments off because you can just give the ball to Anthony Davis. But when the moment's on LeBron, he's still doing something at 34 with the mileage that he has at 34. That's, for me, more impressive than Luka.
What was, and I don't have the numbers in front of me or what, but Michael Jordan was pretty good at 34. He obviously took some time off, didn't have the miles on his odometer that LeBron does. I'll go back to again, I thought there was a possibility of LeBron being the MVP. A small possibility. I was not someone, I did not expect this, but it was in the back of my mind like, hey, you want to be critical of LeBron, watch out because he could put a clown suit on everybody, and he is re-locked in, refocused. But I don't know where this kid's landing point is if he can do this at 20 years old.
Right, where's it going?
Where's this going? 30.6 at 20? I don't think Kobe did this. And he played with Shaq, and so maybe there was no opportunity. But who does this at 20? This dude may average 40 one year. I don't know. He's a bit more to say, and he's the first player that's ever blown my mind more than LeBron James.
Well, he's a product of what the game is today, and you can't be mad at that. Everybody wants to compare, well, back in the day, this was it. So what? These young men right now that are playing the game are playing at their time. So now they're benefiting from the new rule changes, the three-point line, freedom of movement. You can't be mad at that. And for him to be able to come in, again, his maturity level is what strikes me because at 14, 15, 16, he played against grown men, in Europe. He came here understanding how to play the game mentally. That's what LeBron and Luka has is the mental side of the game that allows him to be effective at 34 and at 20 years old.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. And be sure to check out more of the best clips from Speak For Yourself or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.